Probably the most potent things that I think about is about my mum, who passed away a couple of years ago.
Wondering whether I'll meet my grandkids. I never met my grandfathers, either of them.
They wanted us to blend in and, make new friends, discouraging us from speaking our language at school.
Yeah, there's some weeks where it's just all work and I don't get to see the family much at all. I'm home late.
I am a recovering alcoholic. It was a fabulous excuse to drink because of what I would see.
All the way through high school, that was just my life, dealing with mum's illness. 2011 or year 11 for me. My sister was diagnosed with anorexia nervosa. My dad wasn't living with us, and mum had just had 3/4 of her lung removed.
My background is South Sudanese. I was born in Egypt and I've lived in Australia for almost 15 years. Step off the plane and just this wall of heat, just this humidity just hit. And I remember turning around to Dad, I'm like, can we go back?
The first option that I wanted to take as a career was going down the Air Force path, and went down there and didn't hit all the requirements that the Air Force required.
Working with cancer, you always bring it home. It's not the sort of job that you go home and you don't forget about it. You see it all the time. I look every Saturday at the death notices to see who's one of my patients.
We were on patrol and my son was out and he went to rescue a guy and Mitch got dragged around a little, and I swam out and helped him as well, and we ended up sending him out to sea so the IRB could pick him up, and we brought the guy in on a board.
All I can see is myself in my 20s just travelling around, doing random volunteer work all around the world. Actually find meaning or find something that I want to do with the rest of my life, that I don't know what there is for me when I come back.
That resonated with me because it kind of reminded me how easy it is to get in trouble yourself when you're trying to help someone. I can't change it. I try not to get scared or worried about things I can't impact.
There's a pretty big expectation in my family that I will reside in Sudan or work in Sudan. To be in a position where I don't necessarily have to ask for help. That's something that I've yet to sort of find.
The future just fills me with anxiety. As soon as I start thinking that I can control my drinking, that I can control my life in any way, is the beginning of the end.
But the other piece I think a lot about is, particularly having 2 young daughters, is what their future is going to be.
It's hard, so I'm very, very hedonistic, just doing everything that I can to be happy in the moment, to take things for granted, say yes to any opportunity that comes up.
In those moments when I look for something like comedic, because it sort of reminds you that if you can laugh, that it can't be too bad.
I'm happy. I know that it's in the here and now, and that the people are the most important things, and I can only do my best.
Getting home and hanging out with the girls and Dee.
But it's hard, and that everyone else seems to be moving on with their life while I'm just stuck trying to make myself happy.
The present is a gift, and it's here to live.
You've got to have the bad days to appreciate the good ones.
For me, it's the beach and my family. So if I focus on those and less on what might be making me feel upset.
I guess I appreciate the amount of sacrifice it would have taken for my mom to leave me and sort of give me up at such a young age.
I just remind myself how it was before, what it was like when I didn't live in the present, when I was drinking and And I wasn't good to anybody. I wasn't good to myself. I wasn't good to my family. I definitely was not good to my patients.
You forgive the mistakes.
I feel like there's a lot that you can do just to remind yourself that you're actually living, that you're not just a passive part of this epic world.
Certain days it will rain, big crummy drops like paint in your face, and your old dumb car won't start, and your fat heart won't open, and everyone everywhere will be looking down on you from the tip top of a great, grand, glorious mountain. And certain days you'll be on that perfect mountain top, up high on a polar bear's shoulders, eating hands full of gold and swimming through the clouds, looking at it all so clear, so easy to carry. You could stuff the entire universe in your pocket. But most days, by and large, you'll be somewhere else, somewhere in between those places, midway between those thoughts and feelings, and wondering which type of day is going to come next.